Hello everyone and welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. Last episode was truly the scariest one we've seen. So I hope this one doesn't get as scary and let's get into it. Would you like to see a recap before starting episode 4? Yes, please. This is going to help you if it's been some time since you've seen the last episode, but you should really go back and watch them if you're new here. They are really good, I promise. Okay, let's just recap the last episode. Oh, this is gonna take like 20 minutes. Yes, there's 2 of the opossums in our drawers now, and this is the mom. What happened to your glass house? Asshole squatter move in, kick Dustin mom out. As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Lily, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry you got caught up in that. I'll be praying for Oscar and poor little Rosalina. They're such sweethearts. Couldn't have happened to nicer people. I need to quiet this music a bit. It's really loud. Morning, is the new blend ready? Of course. Lily, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will be just a minute. Oh, excuse me? Wait, you're Lily, aren't you? My name is Bo. I'm Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. The policeman told me you saw what happened to my daddy. And with that, breakfast is served. He's a dog. Yeah, we met the mayor. Not only is this mayor a dog, but judging from the series of portraits lining the wall, every mayor of Scarlet Hollow has also been a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Lily? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. If you'd ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door is always open. Yes, and then we met Reese. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creators. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. If you'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately, haven't been cleaning much. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense. His shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. So I was wondering if we could maybe watch a movie sometime this week while Lily is still in town? We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day. I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask for permission for my mom just to have friends over. Reese, stop stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. A silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Hey, you're just in time. Rosalina's situated in the back room. Alexis is gonna keep her company while we hopefully get this all sorted out. Hey, I hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff? Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch. The floor around it is stained reddish brown. I'm going for it. Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Who are you? What are you doing on my property? Before you have the chance to think, another door creaks open on what you thought was the ceiling. There you are. It's quite the maze, isn't it? And absolutely crawling with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders. The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Forfeit your years and I will finally leave. A smell hits you. Now, familiar, wet, unwell odor. What an annoying pest you are. But you couldn't keep me out for long. It seems we've exhausted its power. Holding all these bodies hostage must have been quite taxing. Come along, Lily. It's desperate, but it has no power over you. There's no need to bow to the will of such a frayed and broken consciousness. Leave it to fester. You fall towards the entrance, your legs still unsure of the ground beneath you, and the door flies open. You're outside. It's real this time. A cool autumn breeze blows small piles of dried leaves across the steps of the library. You made the right choice. It would have been so easy to fall for its tricks. I'm proud that you didn't. Be seeing you. I'm sorry, Lily. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? She hurries off down the road. I'm looking forward to continuing our chat tomorrow once you've had some time to rest. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. now commands the entirety of City Hall, a swirling void of wrath and despair that the people of this town will have to learn to ignore. Disaster looms its tallest yet over Scarlet. Hello. Wake up. Yay! Yes, now it's day... Wait, what day is it? Day 4? Last night seems so far away, you can almost pretend the horrors you witnessed in the annex were nothing but a nightmare, chased away by the harsh morning light. But you know that the furious spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. yet lingers, locked behind the doors of the town hall, still tied to the earth by its hatred for you and your bloodline. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine. But your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Hope you made it home okay. Haven't heard from Stella since last night. How about you? You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. Haven't heard from her either. That's not good. I think we should try looking for her. Let's meet up in town. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. Let's take a shower. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. It feels good to wash away the grime of last night's haunting, but eventually you'll have to leave this place and confront the rest of the day. In the meantime, you think about the door in the clinic. You're still drawn to it, even now. You'll be going back there today. You're sure of it. Oscar and Rosalina and how the specter of Charles Shaw has left them with out home and work. Oh my god, it's so much we can think about. Let's think about the clinic door. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Oh yeah, we need to visit Dustin. We just have to, he's so cute. You open the drawers, they both have a bread now. Human is back. Maybe changed mind about eating us? Could be end of Dustin and Dustin Mom. I would never eat you, I love you. Dustin Mom know better than to trust. When push comes to shove, survival is more important than friendship. Dustin Mom spent too much time outside. It's different inside. There's enough bread for everyone here. No need eat friends. Dustin still have childhood innocence. Hope Dustin gets to keep that innocence forever. I guess your glass house still has that squatter? Tried to reclaim glass house last night, but asshole squatter too big and strong. Dustin Mom stand no chance. Might have to live in Dustin house forever. Human big and strong too. Probably more big and strong than asshole squatter. You fight? Give Dustin Mom glass house back? I'll do my best, but no promises. Squatter have sharp things on head. Human be careful, but Dustin Mom would be eternally grateful to Human. Dustin too. I should get going. Okay, maybe we should explore the garden. She's not here, but it looks like she left a note on the counter. Had to run. The librarian needed a new house, so I'm giving him the keys to the Maxwell place. And the miners decided to stage a strike today of all days, so I won't be around. I know there's no point asking you not to do anything reckless, but I'm asking anyway. Be back late. Call if you get into trouble. Oh. Let's talk to Frou Frou. You walk over to the cat. Oh, c'est toi. Qu'est-ce que tu veux? I cannot speak French. I'm so sorry. I don't know what that means. I missed you last night, Frou Frou. That makes one of us. Do you know anything about the stone carvings scattered around town? I'm not here to be your comment. Dit-on, chien detective? Je suis un chat. I am here to watch you flail about in the darkness. I'm not here to provide answers or whatever whatever mysteries confound your feeble American mind. That's not respectfully to Frou Frou. She scoffs, her tail twitching with annoyance, but you can sense she's less annoyed than she usually is. Maybe she's getting used to you. Okay. Bye, Frou Frou. Good talk. She scoffs as you turn away. Let's investigate the garden. We have to. Whatever kicked out Dustin's mom in the garden is in the garden right now. You better look into it before you head into town. Oh, okay. Let's see what that is. I hope it's not Wayne or something. It was something with like a spiky head. What could that be? The air is chilly today, the overcast sky hanging oppressively over the weed-choked flower beds. Let's investigate the greenhouse. You start carefully picking your way through the underbrush. It doesn't take much effort to find a path. Cuttings of prickly raspberry bushes and tangled vines litter the ground around the greenhouse. Talk to animals. The glass house, one could say. You step towards the door. Oh, it's a goat! It's sealed shut by a lock, and you catch a brief glimpse of a horned shadow through the ancient clouded glass. It was a goat. So this is Dustin's mom's squatter. Let's talk to the goat, shall we? What's your name, little guy? Goat. What are you doing in the greenhouse? Human put me here. Can't complain. Pretty sweet digs, honestly. Stays nice and warm, and there's plenty of eats too. Did that human have a brown coat and big boots? Coat like what, fur? Nah, not brown fur, yellow fur. Just the top, like all you humans. Don't know what boots are, can't help you there. Oh, it was Tabitha. Where did you come from? Farm, used to live with other guys like me. Kinda miss them, but not that much. Don't gotta share anymore. Let's examine the lock. It looks sturdy. You'll need some tools if you're going to get this open. Maybe Stella or Kanika could lend a hand later. Hey, whoever you are, there's a possum that would like you to leave. She was here first. This is her house. Don't wanna leave. I live here now. She can deal. Guess I'll leave you to it then. See ya, or not. It's a wild world out there. You've investigated the garden. With Stella missing, it's best not to keep Kanika waiting for much longer. Wow, look, this is what it looks like. Damn. So cool. Okay, let's head to town. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. Ew, look at those things. Oh, there's one too. The sun shines down through a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path in a watery gray light. Glimpses of pale figures dot your periphery. You haven't seen ditchlings in the middle of the day before. They're getting bolder. To your surprise, you find a familiar face making its way up the path towards you. Hey, I was just coming up to see you. Hope you were able to get some sleep after everything that happened last night. I was up most of the night, totally wired on adrenaline. Even if I'd been able to chill out a bit, knowing that thing was right down the street, yeah, not super conductive to a good night's sleep. Do you think it's still there? I hoped it might go away on its own. I don't think it has any intention of leaving, so I guess the library's off limits from here on out. But considering the alternative, I don't think anybody can hold that against you. I'd much rather not be able to check out any library books ever again than let a ghost suck the life out of you. Seems like it would have been a bad trade. Hopefully no hooligans break into the library and get trapped in ghost hell. Where there are abandoned buildings, there are people trying to break in and get spooked. Nothing we can do to stop that, but maybe the ghosts won't possess anyone if there aren't any Scarlets around to guilt trip, who knows? I hope. There's ditchlings everywhere now, even though it's daytime. It returns to survey the tree line. I noticed a few on my way up. They're kind of funny now that I'm getting a good look at them, with their scrunched up little Sharpay faces. So should I be worried about these things? I know they're a bad omen or something, but like, are they dangerous? They're not going to eat me if I take the wrong turn, right? No, but you might get some eggs laid in your skin. Oh, is that what they do? That doesn't sound too bad. I think I could survive a parasitic larva or two. Just glad being eaten alive isn't on the table. would much rather be eaten. I guess we're just on different wavelengths. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm sure I'd change my tune if I wound up getting infected with an actual parasite. But it seems a lot more survivable and less painful. At least that's how I imagine it. But then again, having some nutrient-sapping creature attached to me still sounds bad. I don't know. It's not like I can ask those wild animals how the experience was for them. They seemed to be kind of happy about it, like it gave them a sense of purpose. I mean that literally. By the way, I can talk to animals and animals can talk to me. Wait, seriously? I guess I shouldn't be surprised. If ghosts are real, who's to say people can't talk to animals? In that case, it's nice to hear that at least all those animals didn't die in agony. Seems like getting infected by those little ghouls isn't a half bad way to go. Have you heard anything from Stella? I haven't heard from her, though we don't text much, and I haven't checked with Winnie to see if she came in for an early breakfast or anything. But if you haven't heard from her, that doesn't sound great. Seeing her like that last night was awful. She's usually so unflappable. Kanika and I are meeting up to look for Stella. Wanna come? Absolutely. I told Winnie I'd be coming in late today, so I've got time. I don't know how much time though. From what I saw this morning, there's already a few miners holed up in there. They must be using it as a home base for the strike. Oh, by the way, there's a strike going on. I'm sure you already know that though. Have to imagine Tabitha would have told you this morning. Okay, let's head to town. Yeah, good idea. You and Avery start back down the path to town. Blah! It isn't long until you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Lily, you made it, and you picked up an Avery along the way. I hope you're both doing okay, like emotionally. Yeah, I'm not too bad. That's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. Joints all out of whack, totally exhausted and super foggy. Mom has been insisting I caught a cold, but I wasn't buying it. But as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering the ridiculously stressful week we've all had. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from looking for Stella. I think last night just pushed Stella over the edge. I know I've only known her for a couple of days, but it feels like she has a tendency to run from difficult emotions. Usually she just changes the subject, but I guess this time she wound up literally running. You're absolutely right. As her friends, we can't let her be alone at a time like this. I've made that mistake before. Plus, she could get mobbed by those little weird creatures or something. Exactly. This is no time for anyone to be off on their own. Who knows what kind of weird stuff is out there? After the past couple nights, I wouldn't be surprised if there were actual Bigfoots in the woods, just waiting to eat any human who wanders too far from civilization. Do Bigfoots thirst for human flesh? Is that some kind of common knowledge I wasn't keyed in on? I wouldn't be surprised, is all I'm saying. Okay, let's get started. I don't want to waste another minute. Here, where to first? Let's go to Stella's house. Good place to start. Maybe she just slept in. That's what I'm hoping. I would have gone already, but I was kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today. Just in case I ran into yet another horror from beyond the veil or whatever. make your way towards Stella's house. Kinika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. You seem to recall that Stella closed the door behind her when the two of you left the library yesterday morning. We ate breakfast here together yesterday morning. She closed the door behind us. And we were both with her for the rest of the day. So she came home last night? Or somebody else was here? Might as well invite ourselves in, right? Yeah, we should go in. Cool. I'll be brave and go first. Avery casually steps over the threshold into Stella's house. Oh my god. The living room is almost exactly as you saw it the other day. Aside from a corner of the room dedicated to Gretchen. Stella's house almost feels like a museum. Everything's organized with a sort of tidiness you wouldn't expect from someone as rough and tumble as Stella, and only a handful of objects feel like they belong to her. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. It doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything, unless it happened in another room, or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. You didn't have to add that last part. I'm going to forget that you just said that and just be thankful that this doesn't look like a crime scene. Let's investigate the kitchen. Stella's kitchen is messier than she left it yesterday. A couple of cabinets are hanging open and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. The crust of the bread has gone somewhat stale, about as much as you'd expect after being left out overnight. Whoever left it here left many hours ago. It's a little messy, but it doesn't look like anything violent happened here. It's possible she came home, grabbed some food and left in a hurry, right? Did she have somewhere she needed to be? She didn't say she had something she had to rush off to. Maybe she just had a panic attack after being possessed. But that was over 12 hours ago. I'd hope she would be home by now if that was the case. Still the sort of person to stop back home to make a snack in the middle of a mental health crisis? Yes. And it's comforting to think that might be all that happened. A panic attack is much more manageable than rotting ghouls or parasitic doughboys. Let's investigate her room, just to be sure. She's not here. Though it's a little untidy, it's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. You notice though that her jacket is nowhere in sight. It isn't in her closet and it wasn't on the rack in the other room. Stella's jacket is gone. Okay, I'm sold. Between this and the kitchen, she must have come home last night. And it seems like she was the one who decided to leave. No struggle or anything. I don't want to check on her computer. That's so snoopy. I don't think there's any other clues here. I don't think so either. This is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. It could use a few more houseplants. I'll put together some trimmings after we found her. Oh, she still does the corkboard with strings thing. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. Okay. She probably came home last night, but she's not here now, and we don't have any idea where she might have gone. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I hoped she would just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. Where to next? I mean, let's check on Oscar and Rosalina. They should be at the old Maxwell place. Tabitha dropped off the keys this morning. The old Maxwell place, with Rosalina's leg the way it is and everything they've been through, now they have to stay in a broken down ruin that should have been bulldozed years ago? I guess it's good they have a roof over their heads, or what's left of a roof. Your cousin is gonna get an earful next time I see her. Kinika storms off down the road, and you and Avery follow close behind. You don't get far before the sound of growling and desperate hisses grab your attention. Pixel, no! Get away from me! I'm supposed to be an indoor cat. I'm not supposed to see things like you. You don't even talk, you freak. You turn to see a ditchling approach a cornered Pixel in an alley. He must have slipped out of the library with everyone else last night. The ditchling, distracted from its hunt by your arrival, cranes its neck to face you, its eyes settling on you with an alien indifference. In the distance you hear the furious patter of many feet approaching. You won't be alone for long. Hey, quit it! The words feel meek as they leave your mouth, and the ditchling, unaffected, turns back to its cornered prey. Is there a pipe or something lying around? Maybe we can scare it off. There's no time. I'm grabbing Pixel. Before you can react, a small pack of dogs run round the corner. Oh my god! They pounce on the creature, pulling it from the wall, and then taking turns biting and tearing at it until it's ripped to shreds. Their task complete, they saunter towards you. What the? Isn't that Daisy and Scraps and what looks like every other dog in town? All in some kind of dog gang. I lived! Pixel, you got out of the library. Oh, you poor cat, come here. Pixel cautiously walks towards your group before clambering into your arms. He has a comfortable heft to him. I guess he likes you more than me. We found him last night, terrified and shaking in a bush outside of the library. I wasn't that scared. I've been helping out. Little Pixel here has been volunteering as a scout. Don't worry, we're always right around the corner. Those creatures only like to strike out when they have numbers, but they're hardly ever bright. We made sure the little guy was taken care of till the humans were awake. Do y'all know where he's supposed to be? We'll make sure he gets back to his family. We appreciate it, human. Word's been going around town that there was one among you who could properly understand us. It'll be good to have you on our side during these strange times. Odd things are going on around here. It's important for all us living things to watch out for each other. Yes. Have you seen or smelled Gretchen? Is she missing? Oh dear, Scraps, you don't think Gretchen's person would never let that happen to her. Wherever she is, I'm sure she's safe from those things. A dog like her doesn't get to be that age without a watchful human on her side. Can you help us find her? You've got better noses for this sort of thing. We'll do our best. We didn't intend to make any more trips out into the woods, but if it's for Gretchen, we'll take that risk. She's a well-liked dog in these parts, been around longer than any of us. It'd be a blow to the community for her to fall victim to those monstrosities. Aren't your families worried about you off on your own like this? We're country dogs, so as long as we come home for dinner, most of us aren't missed too much. Speak for yourselves. I know my family has been worried sick, but I can't let that get in the way of what's important. Besides, if I went home, they might tie me up, and then I'd be a sitting dog. Is there anything we humans can do about the ditchlings? They ain't that hard to kill. When there's a whole lot of us, they die easy enough, so long as you don't get caught unawares. That's why we're gathering all the local dogs. A big pack is a safe pack. Jimmy may not be doing anything to help, but that doesn't mean we can't take matters into our own hands. No, Daisy, no need to start in about the mayor. He has his own priorities. So long as he doesn't get in our way, we don't need to go start in trouble. Okay. No. We'd best be on our way. Same for us. For the first time that we know of, those things are out during the day, which means the pets of Scarlet Hollow need us more than ever. Make sure the humans keep an extra careful watch on their furry companions. Band of dogs scampers off. You just had a full-on conversation with those dogs. It is so weird when you do that. Weird or cool? I wish I could hear the other side of the conversation. It seems like there's a whole dog culture in this town I've been missing out on. Knowing dogs are capable of carrying a full conversation is going to make being a veterinarian really weird. You'll just have to hire Lily as a translator. You'd be the best vet in the country with someone like that on your staff. Honestly true. Pixel in tow, you and your companions continue to the old Maxwell place. The old Maxwell place, it was clearly once a mid-century modern home, and undoubtedly quite stylish for the time. It's been abandoned for unknown decades, and moss and vines choke its exterior, barely concealing cracked walls and dust-clouded glass. Hey, where the heck are you taking me? This ain't my house. Before you can approach, the door opens and Oscar's head pokes out from the entryway. Hello? Oh, sorry if I startled y'all. The walls here are worn down enough I could hear you coming from a block away. Good morning, Oscar. Just thought we'd stop by to check in. Thank goodness you found Pixel. Rosalina's been beside herself. Oscar's voice is tired. He's had a long night and it shows. His graying face seemingly having aged in the hours since you last saw him. Please come on in. You're doing really great, Rosalina. Not a lot of kids your age can take shots that well. You're being so brave. You don't have to talk to me like I'm 5, but you are brave. You really are, Rosalina. You're like so badass. Alexis is right. This is more than most people have to deal with in their whole lives, and here you are, taking it like a champ. Before Dr. Kelly can continue, Pixel jumps from your arms, bounding across the room and leap onto Stella's chest. Pixel, I've been so worried about you. I told you he'd turn up. Dr. Kelly's almost gentle bedside manners vanish as she turns and glares at you. I see we have visitors. Are you gonna start poisoning her too now? I would like to apologize on behalf of my cousin for making you stay here. You don't have to fall on that sword for her, Lily. There's no need for anyone to apologize. Things happen and it's not like we'll be staying here long term. I'm going to get the library back, and our house with it. I'd be best on my way. Goodbye, Rosalina. Make sure you stay put and keep Pixel company, okay? I will. Bye, Dr. Kelly. Thanks again for doing this. I can't express how much. It's nothing. I'll call later today and see how she's doing. Good luck to the both of you. Dr. Kelly brusquely pushes past you and leaves. Oscar, before we get sidetracked, we're not just here to talk about monsters and what happened in the library. Oh? Stella's been missing since last night. Oh. You haven't seen her, right? Not since last night. No, I'm really starting to worry. It sounds like no one in town has seen her. That doesn't mean something bad happened. But it doesn't exactly sound like it's all sunshine and roses for her either. I'm sure she'll be okay, but you should probably get back to looking for her soon. Before you go, though, there's something I wanted to get your thoughts on. Let's step outside. Oscar ushers you to the street. What's up? Is everything okay? Yes, or at least as okay as it can be, considering everything that happened. But I don't exactly feel safe. Strange things are going on in Scarlet Hollow, and I'm tired of running from them. I want to get our house back. You've all been looking into the town's history, correct? I overheard your discussion in the library the other day. Have you been able to find anything that might explain what's going on? I don't think we have too much to go on. I can't help but feel like there must have been some kind of inciting event since everything started getting weird, something seemingly overnight. But I have no idea where to even start, really. Avery stares at you. I mean, it's obvious, right? Things only started happening once Lily got here. Kinika shoots a very glare. No, we are not throwing Lily under the bus. What, there's nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst? Sure, there's probably nothing wrong with someone being a magical catalyst, but there's definitely something wrong with saying someone's a magical catalyst. People get the wrong idea we're only a couple of steps away from the whole town deciding to shaw her. Nobody's going to drag Lily into a witch hunt on my watch. I like to think we've outgrown the days of running people out of town on rails. I'd rather play it safe. Don't worry, it's not like I'm going to run around town telling everyone that Lily magicked a bunch of terrible disasters into existence. But if there's a catalyst for all of this, why wouldn't it be a lost Scarlet finally coming home to Scarlet Hollow? If I may, Lily, getting into town isn't the only major event that happened lately. Perlan died over a week ago, and those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time she arrived. Not to mention, I started seeing things in our house before Perlan passed. I think I never thought to make a note of exactly when the spirit made itself known. Whatever the cause of this is, there must be some way to put this genie back in the bottle. I'm going to do my best to find out if there have been any similar events and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. The town's archives are unfortunately in the library. Rosalina had been pestering me to make some sort of digital backup for months, but I never got around to it, so online sources it is. We'll fill you in on what little we know. So you at least have some place to start. We've been finding some weird stone seals. There was one in the mines and another one in your basement. There might be more. These are those carvings you mentioned last night, right? To think there was something like that under my house all this time, and to think someone must have put it there, but who? This gives me quite a few threads to follow. Thank you, Lily. I think there's something in the clinic. There was this door yesterday. I could feel something pulling me towards it. I see. I'll dig up what I can on the clinic. There's a lot of history there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something haunting that place as well. You have a friend that lives there, right? Should we tell him that something bad might happen to his house? He might want to stay someplace else for now if the last few nights are any indication. Yeah, I can shoot Reese a warning text, but I don't know if his mom will let him leave. She's got an iron grip on the poor dude, and she's probably even more of a skeptical than I was. Reese mentioned the movie night, right? It's a perfect cover for an investigation. Who knows if that would fly with Dr. Kelly, though. After last night, I'm pretty sure she's not going to let us anywhere near her house. She's the only doctor in town. She can't just ban people from the clinic, right? I don't think so, but hopefully nobody gets sick or hurt enough to justify a visit over the next couple of days. If we're going to investigate the clinic, I think we're going to have to break in. Whoa, that is unexpected coming from you. It's what Stella would do, and she's been 3 for 3 this week when it comes to finding spooky stuff. She's also been 3 for 3 when it comes to finding her way into mortal peril. This is why we have to find her as soon as possible. It shouldn't fall on me to suggest we do something dangerous. I'm terrible at selling it. It's not that I don't think we should figure out what's going on there, we just need to be cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone getting attacked or possessed by any more ghosts, even if it's to help a friend. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research before you do anything rash, okay? Make sure Pixel stays inside, or he might get grabbed by ditchlings. The ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those faces? Yeah, the anguished doughboys. I like him. It's like a hidden object game out there today, with all the weird little faces peering out of the bushes. Like him? Are we talking about the same creatures that have been laying eggs in the local wildlife? I don't want to get friendly with them or anything, I just think they're kinda interesting. To each their own. I think some dogs kept him safe, like a gang of dogs. I know it sounds ridiculous, but we saw it with our own eyes. A gang of dogs? I suppose stranger things have happened. He's very weak, in fact, but we'll make sure he stays safe. Oops. I accidentally clicked. Whatever we're doing next, I feel like we're missing a vital team member. We need to find Stella, and fast. I agree, we need her brazen energy if we're going to do anything serious, any serious sleuthing. See you around, Oscar. Let us know what you find. I will. We're going to get the library back and we're going to figure out how to fix whatever's wrong with this town. So, that's Oscar's. That's Oscar. Any other ideas? I mean, diner, mines. I don't know if she would be in the mines. I don't think she would be in the church either. I guess we can check out the diner. Good idea, folks tend to congregate there. Maybe we'll run into someone who's seen Stella. Here's hoping Winnie doesn't try to rope me into clocking in early. It feels like you've walked into a private meeting. The back booth is full of miners, and they're having what seems to be an intense discussion, their expressions gravely serious. What's going on? There's a strike up at the mines. They've made the diner their base of operations. When you asked for the morning off, I didn't think you'd be showing up with friends. Sorry, Aunt Winnie, Stella's gone missing and we've been helping these two track her down. And I've been helping these two track her down. You haven't seen her, have you? Don't you apologize now. I can't say I have. Should I be worried about her? I hope not. We're not interrupting anything here, are we? Of course not. Any paying customer is welcome, as long as you aren't about to step on anybody's toes or cause a fuss. The miners in the back were too engaged in conversation to notice you enter, and instead of speaking in hushed voices, argue with each other loudly enough for you to easily overhear. Sure, the shift schedules are tough, and sure, we don't get enough time off for me to we don't get enough time off for me to see my family as often as I'd like, but this is the best job I can get right now. Listen, kid, you're only a year or so into this gig. Trust me, the longer it goes on, the more it sucks the life out of you. At first you're just unhappy, but you think you can weather it till you find something better. A paycheck's a paycheck, I get it. But the next thing you know, you've lost years of your life to a company that doesn't give a solitary shit about you. That uses up every free second it can to suck out of its workers and pays you just enough to survive, but not so much that we can ever save enough to get the hell out. Zax, we could get fired for this. I really need the paycheck. My sister needs the paycheck. I'm the only reason she can afford her tuition right now. I can't get fired. And this job still has its perks, like the company housing. I can afford my own place and send money back home. I don't know where I would live if I didn't have this job. Right, the company housing. How generous of the big boss to put you up in a company-owned shack that ain't had proper maintenance done in decades. You know she uses that housing as an excuse to pay us less. And the company housing, that means almost nobody in this whole damn town owns the places they live. It's why the Scarlets can keep getting away with whatever they want. Zax, we don't have the numbers, man. You know this is risky, riskier than most of us can afford. We would have the numbers if y'all would stand with me and not let management's scare tactics get to you. It's not scare tactics. People like her now. That woman ran into a collapsing coal mine and saved 3 children from being buried alive. I feel you, I really do, but how are we supposed to organize a strike against a town hero? Are you trying to tell me that a mine collapsing less than 2 days ago is why you don't want to strike? It's a bad time, Zach. It's always a bad time, Baker. It doesn't matter whose name is on the deed for the place. Without us, there is no mine. We've got him against the ropes. We can't back down now, or they'll come out swinging. Have any of you seen Stella? She's been missing. The miners turn towards the doorway, all eyes glaring at you in unison. The YouTuber? We ain't seen her. Harrison's voice drops to a barely audible mumble. I hope she's okay. Okay. I guess we should get going then. They can figure this out on their own. You turn and leave the diner. Avery and Kanika trailing close behind you. Still no sign of Stella. I'm supposed to get tea with your mom today. Maybe she'll know. She'll have some ideas. My mom wanted to talk to you. She's probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for protection or something. We can humor her. Let's do it. Yeah, maybe she has a better idea than the church or the cops. I don't like that. I don't want to go to the cops or to the church. Because Stella said that guy is creepy, right? So she's probably not there. The bells of the general store chime welcomingly as the 3 of you enter. Kanika, there you are. You were supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, you two. Hope you're both recovered from last night's fiasco. Sorry, Mom, it's just that Stella is missing and Stella can take care of herself. Unlike you need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea. I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Lily about. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you wanted to say to her. I'll just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears? Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Bye, Lily. Kanika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. Good thing Kanika has her mom looking out for her. She seemed so tired today, and you'll probably be able to find Stella without her. And I'm so sorry to be a bad host, Avery, but I was hoping Lily and I could do our reading in private. I'm sure Winnie needs help at the diner. Oh, you're right. I totally left her on her own today. Fine by me. I wouldn't want to mess with your tea vibes. I'm sure those leaves are very particular. Oh, but before you go, I did want to ask. Are you a witch? As flattered as I am that you think I'm that magical, I'm just an old lady who likes tea and has a few unusual hobbies. Look, I'm just saying, doing stuff like reading tea leaves is pretty witchy as far as I'm concerned, but I won't push it. Though, just so you know, if you are a witch, you can totally tell us. We'd be cool about it. I'll leave you all to your not-supernatural private tea leaf reading. We'll catch up tomorrow, Lily. They make their way out of the general store, disappearing down the street in the direction of the diner. Shall we? Sybil motions towards the tea room. Okay. Let's see. Please, have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup. You take a seat at a small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright grow lights over the plants in the corner. Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy, with an undercurrent of decaying earth. It's the same tea you sampled with Avery at the diner on Tuesday. This is a special blend. It should help clarify some of the visions you've been getting. I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat? Oh no! I keep on clicking! Stop it! I think I'm gonna have to quit out and come back. So I don't keep on clicking on stuff accidentally. I don't know why that keeps happening. Let's see if it gets better now. It's like I click on my mouse once. And then it just clicks 2 times in-game. I don't know why that keeps happening. The other day you promised to tell me, what was it? Unsavory tales of your mom's youth? I most certainly did. Though I might have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Her Lan was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say, she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. Why were Perlan and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor. What happened when my mom found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed your mother's worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. The way Vivian was that night she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. What do you know about my grandma? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were 2 in that generation. The youngest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother. Let's sip our tea. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the 2 flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. So how did you wind up in Scarlet Hollow? Oh, my family's been in these hills for a long time. That's how I know so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks could afford. They have to figure out their own medicine. Okay, what's with all the mystery and ritual? If you have something to tell me, just come out and say it. I'll need your tea leaves first. I have pieces of the puzzle, but the tea leaves should help to give me the full picture. Okay, let's finish the tea. You close your eyes and take another sip, and then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it, the small cup empty, save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Oh good, glad you've found the tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoroughly down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure, but we may, at the very least, be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat. An enemy lurking in plain sight. Frou-frou? Or Pixel. But the dogs liked Pixel, so maybe Frou-frou? Oh, are they maybe not literal cats? Dear, the cat isn't a literal cat. Like I said, it's a symbol for an enemy lurking in plain sight, probably a human enemy, but most certainly not a cat. Okay. That's what I thought. I took it literal first, though. Oops. You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. Wait, that's so... Oh my god, wait! We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps you can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stone carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely to have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out. Piece together what you can from your visions, and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another? Yes. Your thoughts drift to that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it is enough to tire you, compelling you to return and open it. You'll see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. But bad stuff always happens around them. What happens around these stones might not be anywhere close to what could happen if we let the danger encroaching on both you and this town act unopposed. The ditchlings are multiplying every day. This is all going to come to a head, and it may just be a question of how prepared you are when it comes. Learning whatever you can could save your life, even if you're faced with more ghosts or ghouls along the way. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers. Thanks, I'll let you know if I find anything. Glad to hear it, hope all goes well, and I wish you luck, hopefully you won't need it. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough. Sybil closes the door to the tea room. The bells of its door strangely flat in the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Let's check in on Kanika. You're not going anywhere before checking in on Kanika. You make your way upstairs. You knock on Kanika's door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just going to lie down for a while. I'm going to the clinic. I was hoping you would join me. Oh, hey. Sorry, Lily. Mom was right. I'm exhausted. I probably shouldn't push it or I'll wind up worse off tomorrow. Looks like you're on your own. You make your way out of the general store and down the road to the clinic. You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secret enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits this compulsive frequency. Ask a woodland creature how they'd get into the house. You quickly glance around, eyes trained on the underbrush. A flash of a striped tail grabs your eye immediately. Can I help you, Buster? Hey there, if you were trying to break into that house at the top of the hill, how would you do it? What, just because I've got little hands and go through people's trash, I'm supposed to know how to break into places? There's a hill that'll take you right up to the big flat roof thing. Sometimes the humans leave windows open up there. And I go inside. Don't tell them, okay? I like to sleep in their big piles of cloth. It's one of my few joys in life. Cute. He leaves as you turn back to look at the clinic. You have your way in. I think we should knock on Reese's door. Window, I mean. I feel like she would hear us, right? When we go from the top. You cautiously approach the house, kneeling next to the low basement windows of Reese's room. You knock. There's no one in there. Reese must be somewhere else. I guess we must go from the top. You're pretty sure you can make the jump to the second floor, at least with a running start. You make your way up the hill and bend your knees in anticipation, and then you jump. You land and try the door. It's unlocked. The upstairs of the clinic feels like a decommissioned museum. Old furniture is covered in plain white sheets, and a thick layer of dust coats the floor. This place hasn't seen any use in years. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging, pulling off whatever it was that warned you to find it. You have been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. Oh my god. The light clicks on. You're in the morgue. Lily, what are you doing in the morgue? Am I interrupting something? No, I was just practicing, I guess. Sometimes I just come down here to rehearse. I see. Being among the dead brings you comfort, I guess. I haven't really given it a lot of thought. His words seem distant to you. The tagging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance, and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. You kinda look possessed for a second there. You good? Make him understand. There's some kind of magic shit going on, man. It's telling me I need to get behind that wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency exit somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the dog out of your hair. Should take 2 seconds. Get the dog out of our hair? Yeah, if I say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true anyway. Ouch. Use what you got to get what you need. No shame in that. Exactly. Sounds great. Lead the way. Sweet, be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, as hoarse and sickly added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom. He coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out though. Really? I thought I just picked some up. Got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick some orange juice and some ginger ale too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall, and then the front door opening and closing. It worked. The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up, we don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire exits, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an X in here. He's right, a cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye, some sort of records with your family's name on them. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. Find something interesting? They're our family's death certificates. Lance death certificate. Cause of death: sleep apnea, discovered by her daughter, Tabitha Chrysanthemum Scarlet. No autopsy performed. Tabitha's name is Chrysanthemum? Wonder who cursed her with that mouthful. I feel like that was forbidden knowledge. Edwardine Scarlet, born April 9th, 1913, died February 12, 2003, aged 89. Cause of death: heart failure. Signed by her granddaughter, Pearline Scarlet. Pretty normal, almost made it to 90. Died of a normal old person illness. Let's see, Enoch. Born September 1887, died August 20, 1957, aged 69. Cause of death: fall from cliff. This one has a coroner's report attached. Organs sustained impact injuries, lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height. Whoa, an actual autopsy report looks ancient. You quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, cause of death: crushed in mine collapse. Body not recovered, signed by his brother Enoch Scarlet. Joseph Scarlet, born August 1920, died June 6, 1944. both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. These must have been Edwardine's brothers. Certificate of fetal death, infant boy, Andrew Charles Scarlet. Delivered April 3rd. Stillbirth, mother Edwardine Scarlet. Cause of death, complications during birth, no doctor present, home burial. Alexandra Scarlet, missing, presumed dead, signed by mother Edwardine Scarlet. Alexandra, the owner of the doll, so she went missing? Mary Bell Scarlet. Oh, died aged 17. Cause of death, complications during childbirth. Oh. Signed by her mother Edwardine Scarlet. Oh, that's a lot of kids to outlive. Reese's eyes flick up to the doorway, and a second later you hear the sounds of the front door handle being turned. His hand is on your shoulder before you even register what's happening, and you're pushed back out of view of the front door. Shit, I'm not supposed to be in here. We gotta hide. He hurries to the closet door, motioning you inside. You slip past him and squish yourself into what little space is available in a nearly full closet. Reese is close on your heels. Let's let him in. Together you listen as the doctor makes her way to some room deeper into the clinic. In the silence of the tiny closet, every breath seems too loud, as if you could expect Dr. Kelly to hear it from wherever she was across the house. We'd better wait a second just in case. Two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths as if she could hear you breathing from the other side of the building. But the footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards, broadcasting her location all the way to the hallway, just outside your hiding spot. Much to your relief, she opens another door, leaving the main clinic. We're in the clear. We've probably only got a minute or two until she comes back, so let's make it count. The medical supply room was probably our best bet. If any other room in the clinic is likely to have a fire exit, it's probably the room full of chemicals. This way. He motions you down a hallway, slipping through the slightly ajar door of what you assume would be the supply room. Yes, there it is. Keys. Here we go. He rushes over to the cabinet that contains a bright red X, pulling the glass door open. Your X. A splash of brown catches your eye. There's a small sprig of what almost look like furry berries. Oh my god, what does this say? What? There's a small sprig of what almost look like furry berries with a white 8-pronged leaf still attached to the base. The end of the spring is leaking sap into the countertop. It's fresh. Now we can... He stops mid-sentence as he notices you staring at the plant. He stops to pick it up. Does she make her own medicine? He puts it down, not before breaking off a berry and sliding it into his pocket. I don't think she's allowed to do that. She's not a pharmacist. This room is just for storing stuff she orders for patients from a pharmacist in Brevard. Why would she be making her own? Or you can answer the two if you hear something in the distance and turn to listen intently. That was the door from the house. Come on, if you hurry we can get you back downstairs. I'll run interference. Go downstairs, quick. You can hear her approaching now, floorboards creaking in the hallway on the other side of the office. You follow Reese's instructions once again, starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right, we did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge, but there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all that industrial clanging you listen to. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket at this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You hear the door close as the sound of Reese descending the stairs. And the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room. Hey. I should warn you, something spooky might happen when we break down that wall. Oh, he likes that. Finally something exciting in his life. Good. Feels like I've been missing out lately. Stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of that wall. Let's do this. Have at it. You approach the far end of the morgue, X practically swinging through the air as you strike the wall. The first cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There's some structure behind it, some wood frame holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort. Holy shit! The splintered edge frames a dark passage, seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff. Cold seeping from a forgotten place into the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back there. Thick stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthly mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward, and you climb into the hole. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital ring? Rotting away decades behind some flimsy drywall? His voice sounds distant. Your sole focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter. You stagger past it. Whoa, are you okay? You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten. Water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years, the planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. There it is, another one. Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They said there's nothing they can do with it, and I'll never get to use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do? Calm down, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research and I found us an alternative. We don't have to worry about anything from here on out, I promise. I went to talk to the witch. A witch? But that's nonsense. It's alright, it's all sorted. We're taking you home today. Everything will be resolved by this time next week. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you'd slipped into a coma or something. You tore down a wall like a wild animal, felt some weird carving, and then collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. Are you okay? Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here? No, I snuck you back into the house where she was busy in the medical storeroom. Figured you wouldn't want to come to in the morgue. I had a vision. Like a hallucination? I have those sometimes too. Used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just weird little things, like my hands would look wrong, or my neck would seem too long, or the room would feel smaller. I think these carvings are trying to warn me about something. My family has dark secrets. An old family like yours? I believe it. Hopefully that's all ancient history, though. I should probably get going. Stella's missing and the stone here finally stopped yelling at me. That might be a little tricky. The dog is on the warpath up there. I refuse to take my medicine and she's not happy about it. But after I looked this up, There's no way I was going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I went ahead and blocked my door. She can't get down here. And we just have to wait her out. But why would your mom poison you? I don't know. But the internet says this is castor bean. It's used to make ricin, a super deadly poison that causes some of my exact symptoms. And death usually. The thing I can't figure out is whether she's been trying to kill me slowly or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to be dependent on her. Either way, I don't think I ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control. She sure found a cure for that. Oops. I didn't mean to click that. That sucks. With your evidence, you should be able to go to the cops. Maybe not the local cops, but a cops. I do have the castor bean from the pharmacy, but I still have to prove where I got it from. And that she used it to poison me. It's possible the cops might just think I'd snapped and could turn out even worse for me. I don't think the doc would hesitate to have me committed if it meant she could keep her hold on me. Ricin is really bad. How are you not dead? I don't know. Maybe it's low enough doses, or maybe I developed a tolerance. But I think the fact that I feel more and more alive by the minute is enough proof that she was keeping me sick. I don't even need solid evidence. We need to get out of here. Who knows what she'll do when she finds out what you know? Yes. Where should we go? The only person I know who has a car is Kanika, and she's not answering her phone. I don't know anyone else. I don't have any other family to go to. I never even finished high school. When I get out of this house, I don't know how I can make sure I don't wind up back down here. One step at a time. Let's just start waiting out your mom and getting out of here. You shouldn't call her my mom. As far as I'm concerned, she's forfeited that title. I don't even think I should call her doctor. She's just some woman now. I can't wait for her to be in the rear view mirror for the rest of my life. We'll see if we can wait her out. If she doesn't fall asleep by 10, we can figure something else out. These windows are supposed to be shatterproof, which she always said was for burglars. Now I assume it was yet another way to keep me boxed in. But we can try to break them anyway. A distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm a little jittery. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo. It doesn't feel awful, to be honest. I'm chill with whatever. Cool, I kind of only do two things. Paint and watch movies. I'm too jittery to paint right now, especially since I'll probably be leaving this basement and everything in it behind in a couple of hours, so movie it is. Go ahead and get comfy. I'll pick something you might like. You know, I've been desperate to share Inuchi death blood with someone. Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it gets to be too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people will react to the sort of thing I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. This is a slow burn of a movie, but the dread is managing to build its palpable... Jesus, I cannot read. This is a slow burn of a movie, but the dread it's managing to build is palpable in the room. Or maybe that's just how it feels down here all the time. What with the grisly paintings, lack of lighting, cinder block walls, and of course the fact that the woman currently lurking upstairs had been poisoning her son since his teens. I've seen a couple of this director's other films, and they're all interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings that then wind up tying back Tying back into the narrative adds a level of realism and depth to the world that I find really engrossing. It's found footage used to its fullest. I can't believe I'll be able to just do things from here on out, like watch movies with another person. Or talk to people, ever. You can hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. I'm glad he'll be able to have a social life, and I'm happy to be part of it. Reese smiles to himself. It's still hard to imagine, hard to believe, after all these years alone, that's going to be my reality. A man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into a wordless scream. The plot is really heating up. I love that there are all these distinct sort of vignettes, little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people, and only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible. Cosmic horror in the truest sense. Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now, what with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the movie. I think there's... Reese, are you feeling okay? I'm just jittery. I've had a really weird day, and I think being down here is making me anxious. I'm all hopped up on adrenaline. Maybe waiting out the dock is a bad idea. The longer we wait, the more likely it is that she'll figure out that we're onto her, and it would be too easy for her to lock me up again and be thorough about it this time. There's a knock on the window. Lily, don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. That voice, I know that voice. Is that who's been following you around? Without any other word, Wayne starts pounding on the supposedly shatterproof window. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside, we're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. What do you mean? Wayne isn't going to hurt you. He hasn't hurt anyone. Yes, he will. He's furious with me. Can't you hear it? But I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. I can protect both of us, Lily. The window shatters. Oh, right there. Oh my god. What is happening? As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Ew. Oh my god, is he a ditchling? Look, he has a tail. Whoa, this is crazy. Ew, look at this guy. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Leave us alone! In a surge of violence, the change that has been brewing inside Reese finally comes out. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off, Wayne along with it. Let's run for the stairs, hello? You've seen enough to know you need to leave. You run up the stairs. The door's blocked by a chair, and then it's blocked by something else too. Let's try and tear through them. You toss the chair out of the way and do your best to tear through the substance covering the door. It reforms and regenerates too quickly for you to claw your way through. It defeated, you turn back to the basement. The remainder of Reese's paintings await their artist's command. It's okay. Stay right there. I can take care of this. Then she won't be able to hurt anyone anymore. I'll be right back. Oh my god. Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his creations. Let's try and warn Dr. Kelly. You make your way to the door that beckoned you yesterday. All intrigue now washed away. You know where it leads. You know what secret the stone that lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper to the doctor's office, there's a monster, preparing to do something unthinkable. You grasp the handle and turn. Duck! You do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud. There's only a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air. You turn to see a dart embedded in Reese's chest. Whoa, look at this! This looks so crazy! He pulls the tranquilizer dart out from between his ribs, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're going to have to try harder than that, Now, how did you... As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint blows out between cracks in the wood. Reese's panic, pulling in a mob of furious creatures to hold his enemy in place. The artist darts away, but his creations continue their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway. Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs. These stiffening globs of paint. Let's run after Dr. Kelly. You run forward, braving the onslaught of Reese's creations, dodging them as best as you can as you try to see where Dr. Kelly went. The doctor in front of you is smothered in paint. The door in front of you is smothered in paint. Hey! Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out of some unseen speaker. You, Lily! I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from here, but you can help the both of us. What the hell is your son, ma'am? I wish I knew. He was fine until he hit puberty. Everyone said raising a teen was gonna be a bitch, but they don't know the half of it. I need you to get to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there. What is this? Is this Resident Evil? You turn back around and head to the medical storage room. I'm here. Great, now listen to me. I need you to use the black taped key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't gonna cut it anymore. Oh my god. An intercom system, huh, Doc? Good. You should hear this. Lily, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not gonna hurt anybody else. Just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers. Did I hear that right? And shove me back down in that basement? Or maybe someplace even worse? And keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now, better than I felt in my life. I'm not dangerous, she's just scared because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. I'm not going to let you kill someone, Reese. Why not? She wasn't afraid I might die. Does she know those tranquilizers aren't going to kill me? Does she care? Trust me, Reese, I've always been careful with your medication. I want you to live. I love you. Tell yourself whatever lies you have to, Mom. If you wanted a good relationship, you had your chance, and you decided to convince me I was dying instead of just letting me exist. Don't try to spin it like some kind of crime of passion now that the consequences are staring you in the face. Enough! Reese cries out in pain. Ah, what the hell did you do to my shoulder? You see for the briefest instant something coming out of Wayne's sleeve. Oh yeah. Just a flash of pale yellow, then it's gone, slithering back into Wayne's clothes. I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. The two stagger off down the hallway. Quick, grab the tranquilizers and head to the safe room. Okay, let's do as she says. The tranquilizers are easy to find, marked with a small square of black tape to match the key. She's certainly an organized woman. Let's head to the safe room. You make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. As you approach, Dr. Kelly heaves the door open, slowly breaking apart the mass of paint, sealing it shut. Hurry, I don't think I can keep it open for long. You slip past her into the safe room. She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears managed to slip past her. She stomps on it. Painted viscera splatters across the cement floor. It sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We probably have a few minutes before he gets here. While we're at it, any other secrets you're keeping? Maybe. If we both survive, I might decide to share a few more. If you don't go tattling to anybody. What's this room? Old X-ray room, lead walls. After I realized this whole situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with special remote-controlled locks. Glad it could finally come in handy. Let's talk Reese. Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead, I have nothing left to hide. What is he? At first I thought he was some kind of werewolf. But if he is, he doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do shit to him, and you've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happens to him or his body. Or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hellbent on ripping my throat out, so I guess that'll just have to remain a mystery. When did you find out? A little after he hit puberty. He had all the usual changes, then a few extra: thin nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. I figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder. Had him checked out at a few specialists, but there was nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument and he changed right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now. Just had a couple inches and some facial abnormalities, enough to be noticeable. I was scared he could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off, or maybe a hallucination. But the second time, it wasn't as subtle and didn't go away as easy. That's when I knew for sure that this was something beyond my realm of expertise. How did he not know what he was? I've been medicating him since he was 12. We've only had 3 incidents like this before, maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different, and I just make sure to stay on top of his dosages, so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now, there's only so much I can do to control him. Was his dad similar? A strange little smile creeps onto Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. It just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone. I just woke up pregnant one day, and I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kind of sweet, but they were just dreams. But then, all of a sudden, my period stopped. I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese. Hello? Why did you start poisoning him? Dr. Kelly sighs. Can we stop calling it poison? Yes, it's poison, but the act of me giving him poison was not me poisoning him. I was medicating his illness. It started when he was around 15. I'd been giving him increasingly high doses of Klonopin. But his body kept adapting and his symptoms would come back, especially if we ever fought. I couldn't keep ordering all those drugs. It was already suspicious, and I could risk losing my license, especially if anyone ever found out what I was using them for. Someone approached me with a solution. I took it, and I've been dealing with the emotional and mental consequences of that decision ever since. Who approached you and what did they say? Dr. Kelly gives you a long, hard look. I don't want to talk about that woman. Was it Perlan, maybe? Or Sybil? But screw it, I might die tonight, sure, I'll tell you. It was... And that's all I have to say about that. What? That's so rude. The relationship between you seems so difficult. Yeah, you could say that. He was such a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. I didn't know if I'd be ready, but he made me love being a mom. It's not like it was going to be sunshine and roses forever. No matter what, kids grow up and they change, sometimes for the worst. This is part of being a mom too, doing what you can to make sure the child you brought into the world isn't going around eating people. So true. How do you know he's dangerous? Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number 1. It's not like he's usually a violent kid. He's mostly just sad, but every now and then we butt heads and that's usually when this side of him comes out. Imagine if this happens anytime he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine he gets road rage one day, turns into a 12-foot tall monster with a million teeth and rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Yeah, he's dangerous. Why not just kill him? Because she loves him, that's why. What you're doing is difficult, but it's necessary. I'm glad you see that. Makes me feel a little less cruel. It hasn't been easy doing all this to him, but I know it's for the best. For him and for everyone else. What's the game plan, both short and long term? Well, I pump him full of elephant tranquilizers, then I lock him in here. Then I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. Then we all live happily ever after. There has to be some other way. It's just going to make him feel trapped. It sure is, especially since I'll have to isolate him even more now that he knows what's going on. He's going to hate me. But you gotta work with what you've been given. And what I've been given is an ethical dilemma where I either let my son kill me, freeing him to go out and kill others, or imprison him for the rest of his life and force feed him poison to keep him controllable. Or the third option, kill him. I've decided which outcome I can live with. You and Dr. Kelly sit in silence and wait for her son to make his way to you. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic. Outside the safe room. Shit, this might be game time. Get those drinks ready. We have to get this door open before he crosses the hallway. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. Holy shit. That thing, he looks like a horse. Or something. Is this what you were so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizers, this is our shot. Yes, we need to give it to her or she will die. You and Dr. Kelly the tranquilizer darts. Dr. Kelly quickly loads them into her gun, leveling the barrel at her son. Lily, I thought we were in this together. Thank God. Dr. Kelly sighs heavily, staring down the warped figure of her son. I can drag him into the safe room on my own now. I'll meet you at the front when I'm done. This is so horrible. You return to the entrance of the clinic. Everything is quiet now. Only streaks of paint where Reese's minions had once roiled out of cracks in the woods. I hope you understand that this needs to stay between us. I don't care how much you feel like you need to share what just happened with other people. The more people know about this, the more trouble it is for me and for him. I don't need any more well-intentioned escape plans. There is a magic stone in your basement. Just thought you should know. Also, we busted a hole in the wall down there. Okay. Thanks for the heads up, I guess. Can I come visit him? As long as you don't bring anyone else along, yes, that will probably be good for him. I can't promise he'll want to see you, or that he won't have some harsh words if he does, but I don't want him to be entirely isolated. I'm sorry I came here. I feel like this is all my fault. I tried to get you to stay away for a reason, but what's done is done. He is bound to figure it out sooner or later. I'm just glad there was an extra pair of hands around. It could have gone a lot worse. As much as I'd love to stand around chatting, I have to get to work. Gotta clean this place as best as I can before tomorrow. And you should probably get home. It's dark. I'm sure your cousin is worried about you. Okay, let's leave. You don't wait to be kicked out, heading out the door to the clinic into the dark night beyond. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day. Crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that happened in the clinic feels almost like a dream, and now that it's over, you realize how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. Let's go home. It's time to go home. But before you can get far, you're interrupted by the sound of panting and the telltale jiggling of dog tags. It's the militia. They poured out of the woods and stand before you on the road. You were looking for Gretchen, weren't you? We found her and her person. They're by the side of the road, a little ways through the woods. They're both fine, but the human wouldn't leave when we tried to make her, and Gretchen insisted on sticking by her side, so we'll have to take you to them. Hopefully you can use your people words to get them to go someplace safe. These woods are crawling with those awful creatures. It's not safe anymore, not even for a human. You're very, very good dogs. Lead the way. Yes, we are good dogs. Hear that, Scraps? I'm not in it for the accolades, Daisy. I just do it to help those who need it. They are so cute. You let the dogs lead the way, lead you into the wilderness, following on their heels as they take you to Stella's hideaway. Before long, the trees thin, and you find yourself on a steep hill by a 2-lane road lined one side by sheer rock. And there, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt, is Stella. And there they are. Keep them safe. We sing you, speaker. You sit on the log beside Stella. Lily, how did you... She looks over her shoulder in confusion. Is that a gang of dogs? I'm so glad my compatriots could be of service. I simply couldn't survive another night without my nice soft bed. Oh, Gretchen. I'm just happy you're okay. Oh, you poor thing. I'm fine, but thanks for not being mad. I did say I was mad, Stella. You just ran off. What were we supposed to think? What was I supposed to think? Stella faces you for a moment, desperate eyes trying to force out words. As a part of her thought she would never have to say it out loud. And then she turns back to the road. It doesn't matter, everything's fine. Let's remain silent, hoping Stella opens up. This is where the accident happened. My parents died on this bend in the road. They were taking me to college. I was lying in the back seat. It had just rained and the sun was finally coming out. Oh no. Sorry, I know that's probably a bummer to talk about. It was awful, really messed me up for a while. I think I'm still messed up. There's whole years of my life after the accident that feel like they just never happened. Like every time I try and remember them, it's blank. I have all these videos sitting on my channel that I don't remember filming. It's scary. At least it hasn't been like that for a while, thank God. I've never talked about this stuff before with anyone. Let's take her hand. It's warm against the cold night air and the skin of her knuckles is soft. She finally tears her gaze from the road, her sad eyes meeting yours, but the hint of a smile creeps up the corners of her mouth, her dimples beginning to crease. Her hand shifts, her calloused palm fits into yours, her grip tightening, it's strong and comforting. You can tell she feels held and so do you. The two of you stare out at the road. I think the accident is probably why I got into ghost hunting. I think I just wanted to see them again. I wanted to know whether I ever could. I never found anything, so I eventually gave up. Then last night happened. And I ran out there to see if maybe it would happen with them too. Even if it meant seeing the crash again or seeing them all messed up and dead. I just wanted to see them. It's been a whole day. I don't think they're coming. Do you want to say goodbye? Stella sits in silence for a long moment, her breath slow and even. Goodbye. I love you. Don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine. Then silent again, as if waiting for a response, but it never comes. But she smiles, a lively glimmer returning to her sad eyes. That kind of felt better. I don't think I realized how much I kind of trapped myself in my own head. Thank you for breaking me out of it. She straightens up, stretching her neck. Gretchen hops down from her lap, tags jingling in the quiet night air. I know that stretch. That's the time to go home stretch. Thank the Lord I'll be sleeping in my own bed tonight. Thank you, Lily, for talking sense into this girl. We should probably head back, right? I haven't slept in a day. Yeah, she doesn't need to hear about this tonight. You keep the events that transpired at the clinic to yourself, at least for now. I don't suppose I could ask you to walk me home. Of course. Lead the way. She smiles. She scoops Gretchen up under her arm, and the three of you make your way back down the mountainside, returning to the sleeping holler below. And this is me. Do you want to come in? Dialogue options marked romance will start a romantic arc with the characters you're talking to, and will lock you out of romantic arcs with other characters. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, should we do that? I kinda wanna do that. She's really cool. Let's do it. I was hoping you'd ask. I'd love to. Stella ushers you inside, a barely contained grin threatening to split an excited smile. Let me just take a quick shower. I've been sitting outside for a day. I need some soap. It'll just take a minute, then we can get cozy. I just showered this morning, so... Wait, can we shower together? Let's see. Stella laughs. Yeah, I'm sure you've built up quite a lot of grime today. It's all yours when I'm done. Okay, now we can't shower together. That would be too much. She hurries off, leaving you and Gretchen in the living room. Finally, I've been reunited with my bed. Oh, so cute. Look at the massive bed and the little girl. So cute. Gretchen hops onto the massive pillow that serves her as dog bed, curling up and sighing a heavy dog sigh of relief. I can catch up on my beauty sleep. But before she has a chance to fall asleep, a heavy knock startles her. You. Gretchen growls. There's someone at the door. It's that horrible man who smells like rotting meat. Stella! Let's open the door. I mean, if it's Wayne, then he will probably not hurt us, right? You summon the bravery to cross the room and open the door. Billy, not going home for the night? He cocks his head, the stained veil over his face fluttering in the light breeze outside. The outside of his clothes are streaked with what you first think might be gore, but you quickly realize it's actually paint. There are white claw marks on his shirt. But he is still in one piece after his altercation with Reese. What do you want? I won't keep you long. I know you have a warm bed and a warm body to keep you occupied tonight, but I wanted to give you a suggestion for tomorrow. You should take advantage of Tabitha's absence at the estate. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her around to stop you. Do a little exploring. You know, it might be surprised what you can find. He slowly steps back, shining eyes fixed on you as he disappears into the dark night beyond Stella's door. The hell? Gretchen growls, escalated to barks. Intruder! Monster! Fiend! Oh, Stella, come quickly! There's some disgusting smelling man trying to threaten us. Calm down, Gretchen. Were you just talking to somebody, Lily? Wayne stopped by. He's still following you? Are you sure we're safe? You don't have to worry about him. I'm not so sure about that. He did just stop by my house at a very late hour while I was preoccupied. It's not super reassuring, but I'm too tired to care too much about it at this point. I just want to collapse in bed with you. You'll keep us safe, right, Gretch? I'll tear out the throat of anyone who dares break in to hurt my precious Stella. If they bend down to within biting height, that is. But I can always tear out their ankles until they have no choice. Gretchen snarls, yapping fiercely. That's right, Gretch, you're the most vicious little geriatric pug there is. Now, let's go to bed before I pass out. Alright, but you said you wanted to shower. Sorry, head's a little fussy from staying up for the past day. There's fresh towels in the bathroom, and I've got some extra bathrobes. I can put your clothes through the wash so they'll be extra clean and fresh in the morning. Oh, nice, it's so clean. It somehow feels like the longest and shortest shower you've ever taken. Too tired to think, too tired to process the flow of time. Stella sits outside the bathroom door and makes quiet and comfortable small talk with you. And then you're done. You dry off and step into one of her extra robes. So, are you coming in? You walk by Stella into her bedroom. She gently closes the door behind you. Sorry, I didn't clean up beforehand. You can think of it as getting the authentic Stella experience. She slips past you and lies on the bed, dressed in an oversized t-shirt. You're quick to follow. She's warm and slightly damp from the shower, her skin fresh and flowery. She turns to look at you, smiling, dimples creasing at the edges of her mouth. You could kiss me if you wanted to. Oh my god! You shift closer to her and close your eyes. The magnetic pull of anticipation rolls down your spine and across your skin, and for a moment that seemed to last forever, you take in every detail of the world around you. The forested scent of her eucalyptus shampoo, and beneath it, the slightest hint of campfire. The comforting heat of soft but calloused hands against your cheek, the thunder of your heart beating even more quickly in unison. The tension rises and rises, a tone seemingly without peak, and then it breaks. Her lips touch yours. They're fresh and minty and soft, cool against yours and guided by the gentleness of someone looking to hold on to the memory of tonight for a long, long time. And then she pulls you closer, tighter, as the two of you lose yourselves in each other. Eventually, the two of you break away and open your eyes, gazing at each other from opposite ends of the pillow. You drift off together, limbs entwined, exhausted and safe and comforted. Tomorrow may bring some new horror, or it might not, but whatever happens, you'll face it together. Oh my god, that was so cute! I can't believe we actually get to romance the people! That's amazing! That was so cool. I didn't actually think we got to romance them like that much. I thought we could just like flirt and like be funny about it, but you can actually like romance them. That's really cool. Okay, let's save. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. What do you think of my decisions? Tell me, please, and tell me in the comments if you support this romance with Stella, or if you think I should have romanced somebody else, maybe. And also tell me if we should tell her about what happened to Reese, because I don't know if we should. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye!